What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of All the Mods Expert Mode. Oh yeah, guys. So last episode, we set up our quarry. Yeah, we set it up pretty far away, and we got everything hooked up. So we are now collecting resources into an ender chest. So I sat down the other one over here, and these are some of the things that we have collected. The quarry is now sitting in a chunk that's chunk loaded, and I have it turned on. So as soon as I remove anything from here, it should just fill up more things as it mines stuff. So this is pretty much set up. What we need to do is extract all of the resources from this chest into some kind of a storage system, and then it'll keep going. But I think before we get to that point, we should probably look at getting ourselves our ethylene production. We should probably get this thing hooked up to be 100% automatic. So before we hooked up our crusher system over here and our farming station to be set up on a pretty large wheat field. So we have that upstairs. Yeah, large wheat field. We are collecting stuff. But yeah, the problem is the farm's now, I guess, producing resources faster than we can process them, which is not a bad thing. It just means our field's too big, really. But yeah, our crusher's constantly going, filling up our biofuel over here, which is good because we need this in order to make the ethylene, right? I did fill this up since we have a lot of emeralds now. I filled this up with 5 of these storage upgrade tier 5s. So yeah, we are now collecting more than 2048 or whatever. Yeah, 2048 is the default max on one of these 1x1 storage drawers. So yeah, we are filling up past that. Our farming station is having problems because there's just no storage in its output. So now it's dropping things on the ground. I can pick those up with the magnet. If we look here, we can see the output is full. So as it harvests wheat or whatever, it gets wheat and seeds. If there's no room for the seeds go on the ground, and that's why I collect them. Anyway, so what I think we need to do is get this thing, well, I guess maybe make a more than one crusher so we can start dealing with more of these resources at a time. Maybe have one specific for seeds, one specific for wheat. That might be a good idea. I don't know. But the other thing is that we need to do is get our current ethylene production that we set up over here as a temporary thing and move that over by where we are actually harvesting the wheat and producing the biofuel so we can produce the ethylene a little more easily. So yeah, that's going to be our first task for today. We're going to need a spot to store the substrate, which is going to be pretty easy to do. And then we just got to move all of these machines over there and get things hooked up. Since we're going to be producing a decent amount of power, we're going to need a way to transmit that power. So we have Ender Energy Conduit here. That's the highest tier from Ender IO. We might run a line all the way over here to where our main power is, or we might just move our main power, get rid of the water wheels, and just run directly off our gas burning generator over there. I haven't decided how we're going to do this just yet, but anyway, let's go ahead and move things over, and then we'll get things figured out. Alright guys, so we've seen all the bits and pieces of this whole operation, so I just kind of put them all together and set them over here. So yeah, we're using our electrolytic separator to produce the hydrogen, which is pumping over into our pressure reaction chamber, which is taking biofuel that's coming from this storage drawer over here. Yep, and combining with the hydrogen and water, making substrate and ethylene gas, which is being output directly into our ultimate gas tank up here. So yeah, we've already collected 60 buckets worth. So from here, we're exporting the gas into our basic pressurized tube, which is just going into our gas burning generator, which is burning that ethylene, making power, right? And then the power is powering our setup right here. Okay, and then, yeah, the power runs around over here to our crusher setup. So yeah, we are crushing both seeds and wheat now. Both of these machines have the energy and speed upgrades, and both of them are taking 200 RF per tick. So we're using 400 RF per tick for this whole operation, excluding the power for this, which is 8,000 RF per tick whenever it makes more hydrogen. This one is using 20 RF per tick with only 20. I guess this is only using 20 RF per tick. That's not that bad. And then, yeah, this is just taking the ethylene. So yeah, I guess overall we're using, it's really hard to say. I guess we would need to get one of those power monitor things for this that would tell us how much power we're using. We're making enough to keep up with it either way, and then we have enough for excess. So the next step of this whole thing, we're gonna have to get this power bank hooked up to our main power system, which we already have a cable running over here. Yep, So if we take this, just run a power cable up and hook it up into there, we can get rid of our water wheels. Is essentially where we're at. This cable up here though only transfers 500 RF per tick, I think. So yeah, we're definitely gonna have to work on getting a better power cable. These right here do 20,000. This one, or I guess it's 640 RF per tick, right? So yeah, we definitely need to get that. I'm gonna have to button this area up here. This bio generator we don't need anymore. We're not using those things at all. I'm feeling a little bit of a frame lag over here, and I'm not sure what's causing that. There's a lot of mechanism stuff. I'm sure when we get away from here, it might be the sounds or something. I'm sure once we get away from there, everything will be a lot nicer. But yeah, I'll have to button that area up, make the floor smooth again. I did dig a tunnel, as you can see, from our floor here all the way down there. So I don't know if we're going to expand this whole thing, if I'm going to open this all up all the way over there or just leave the tunnel. But yeah, I decided it was just easier to do that than trying to get up through here and take this other side tunnel. Anyway, so yeah, that's all pretty much set. So yeah, it looks like we might be able to get rid of our water wheels at this point once we get that conduit hooked up there. And then also, let's take a look at the Ender Energy conduit. We're going to need to make a lot of these things. So yeah, we can take, if we had the enhancements, we can upgrade that and save a little bit on the vibrant alloy. Otherwise, it's 3 vibrant alloy per 8 of these. And as we've seen before, vibrant alloy is the energetic alloy plus an ender pearl. We have unlimited ender pearls. That's not a big deal. Energetic alloy does require glowstone. We have unlimited of this from the witches. Redstone, again, unlimited from the witches. And then gold, which we don't have unlimited of, but we will be collecting a decent amount from our quarry. So yeah, maybe the next step is we should get our storage system for the quarry figured out. Alright guys, so we set up some storage drawers here. We have some 2x2. They're the full block size, not the half size. Yep, and then we have some full size ones. I have extra drawers of each type. I really don't know how much we are going to need. So yeah, I've made some extras. If nothing else, we can always convert these into more of the templates or whatever and then make more upgrades. So I think it's going to be just fine. So the way we want to set this up, we have the ender chest, and that is going to be dumping its items into our drawer controller here. So the first thing we want to do is get that hooked up. This will be set to insert, and we want this on a higher priority. Okay, so now that we have that set up, we need to start putting in spots where we want all of our different resources to go. Okay, so we want all of our different ores to have like a large storage space, so we can grab like copper, for instance. Actually, I should probably just grab one of each of these different types of ores out of here. So I have copper, whatever that is, nickel. Nickel's fine. Gold, tin. Now, we have a lot of these different types of one-off ores that we're going to have. Like, we have a lot of different of the rockhounding ones that all produce iron. So yeah, we're going to need a lot of these single drawers. We might have to go up another row or whatever. We'll see how that all goes. I think I could set this thing right now to extract, and then if we have any of the types that go in here, they will. Anything else won't go in there. I think that's how that works. Let's just say always active. Oh no, it's just gonna fill up things down here. Okay, so maybe what we'll do is if we get any regular ores down here, we'll put them up here. Otherwise, all of like the regular rocks and stuff will go down there. I think that'll be just fine. So let me go ahead and just put in a speed upgrade there. Okay, so we're getting redstone. We want that up here. Yeah, these things we want up there too. Man, there's a lot of different things for getting here. More than I was expecting we were going to get. Yeah, we definitely want all the different types of ores to have a big drawer. Something like that should be just fine. We'll have to do things with these loose ones. Maybe we'll end up getting compacting drawers in here. I'm not sure. But yeah, as we can see right now, we already need more of the larger drawers. So I'll go ahead and start placing those up here. Oh my goodness, can I somehow get... Nope. I was hoping I was going to be able to do that. Sometimes it'll let me, sometimes it like pushes me off to the side. Not really sure. There it goes. Okay. So yeah, big drawer. And we can just go ahead and place them like this, and we'll have another row of these different ones available, which will be just fine for me. All right, so let's grab like uranium, we'll place up there. And then I might go through here with a cardboard box and kind of rearrange these so these are in a more logical order. So like all the rockhounding ones are next to each other and, you know, things like that. But for the most part, I think we have a good start to this. We are still collecting things. Now we're going to get other random things. I did see that our quarry was grabbing, oh, I don't know, those glowing mushrooms, for instance, from Botania that spawn in caves. So those will eventually fill up this chest or maybe fill up our drawers where we don't want them to be full. So we'll have to set up some kind of a secondary storage. But once we're sure that we have everything that we're going to get from the quarry here, I want to go through, lock all the drawers, and then we'll use this small storage crate as a secondary place for this conduit to put stuff into. For right now, I'll just put it right there. But yeah, we'll set this as an insert on a lower priority. And then everything will try and go into our storage drawers first. Anything else would go into here. Now, as we've seen before, like up by our witches, let's go machines. Yeah, over here by the witches, we've seen this before, and I think over in our wither skeleton area, even though we have these drawers set up for all these things, we do sometimes get items in here that are supposed to be going to the drawer. So I think we'll end up setting it so this is first priority, this is second priority, but this will be in out. So this will also be trying to extract things and put it into our storage drawers just to clean up this extra stuff that shouldn't be there anyway. So that's the game plan for right now. And I'm just going to continue working on it, try and get things a little bit more organized downstairs, and then we'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, so a little bit of time has passed and we got all of our ores kind of organized. The very top row we have our rockhounding stuff, and then whatever this is, I'm not sure, the black quartz ore. I don't think that's from rockhounding. Anyway, we start from magnetite and then we go down to the lesser quality of iron ore. So we go to this one and the side ray and then the taconite. Is that how that is? Taconite? Anyway, banded iron ore, and then finally we go to the uninspected mineral. Each one of these drawers I do have a void upgrade on, so nothing's ever going to overflow. I didn't put any on the bottom ones down here, although I probably should look at doing that at some point pretty soon. Yeah, so then we also have the different types of coal. We have regular coal, then we have the anthracite, bitumen, whatever, and then the lignite stuff. Yeah, and then we have our redstone, all these things. So yeah, all the different ores are being generated and stored, and then we're getting a lot of these other random things, different types of wood, saplings, bees. We got chests. I assume the quarry went through like a either it went through a dungeon or it went through like a mine shaft. Although I guess if it went through a mine shaft, we would be seeing other things like wood planks and fences and stuff. So maybe not, I don't know. But anyway, one thing I have noticed is we are getting like a frame stutter. Like it shows that I'm getting 60 FPS, but it doesn't feel like it. And I think that all started because of what we did over here with the mechanism stuff. So I might look at turning this stuff off. It is getting to the point now. Yeah, look at this. So we're full on this gas tank. So we are completely full. I did remove the pipe that went from here down into our gas burning generator, and I replaced that with a basic gas tank. Yeah, we might have to move this to a different location. I don't really want to do that. The farm seemed fine, and it wasn't until we hooked all this stuff up where we're constantly making our biofuel on the substrate that we seem to run into any issues. Yeah, I'm kind of glad that I didn't really work too hard on this, but yeah, we're definitely gonna have to put this somewhere else, I do believe. Maybe at this point in time, it'd be a good idea just to like turn off the farm and then everything will just stop. Because we've gone through our season, we've gone through our wheat. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to figure this out here very, very shortly. So now that we got our resources stored and we got a decent energy supply being generated, we were going to start upgrading our power cables, but we ran out of gold. Now we have a decent supply of gold. So we have 215 gold ore here, and I've already taken 3 stacks previously. So this is the 3 additional stacks to our machine area and ran it through our sag mill. So we can just go ahead and throw those in here. You can see we got a little bit of copper. That's the secondary that you get from pulverizing, or I guess sag milling gold in a sag mill. So yeah, then I put the gold ore over here, and yeah, we've got quite a lot of the stuff now, so we should be pretty good. So we also need to get ourselves redstone and I think glowstone, right? So that'll get us a stack. This stuff right here, that'll get us a stack of, I can't remember the name of the I can't remember the name of it. And then we also need the ender pearls. So we need 4 stacks of those. All right, so we can come over here and put it into the furnace. Alloys only, let's do that. What is that, energetic alloy? Yeah, that's what it is. Energetic alloy is what this ends up making. Cool. Then if we put that in here with the ender pearls, once this is done with the energetic alloy, it'll go ahead and convert it into the next tier, which I still can't remember the name of that. Can we do uses on this so I can try to remember here? The vibrant alloy, that's what it is. So yeah, we'll convert that into the vibrant, that we can use that to make ourselves our upgraded power cable. So it's going to be a little bit of time here to get this all to process through. I do believe I already have the conduit binder. Yeah, we have nearly 500 of this stuff pre-made, so we should be pretty well good to go to start upgrading our ender energy conduit. So yeah, that's going to be our next step here. All right, guys, so I took the time, I replaced all of our energy conduit in the base. Well, almost all of it with the ender energy conduit anyway. So we are now officially running off our gas burning generator here. So yes, this is really good. So we're not using a whole lot of power right now. So we're not using a whole lot of the ethylene. So pretty much nothing's happening over here. So this is our PRC. This is where we can see the amount of fuel that's actually being used. So this makes 100 ethylene at a time, right? So it's not until this drops down to 9,900 that I'll process 2 more biofuel and then fill things back up, right? So yeah, we are pretty good. Over here we have nearly 30,000 biofuel, right? 29,000. So yeah, I think our fuel supply here is gonna be just fine. We are collecting our wheat and our seeds, and I turned these off, so this isn't processing anymore. We're just not using enough biofuel that it makes sense to keep that going all the time. And I was trying to get rid of the extra frame lag that we were getting, the little micro stutters. I think that kind of helped, although I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, all of our conduit is changed to this ender energy conduit, which is really, really good. For instance, if we come over to our machine area over here, I just got done processing a stack of osmium ore. So we can take that into our, what is this machine called? I can't remember. Arc furnace, I think. Anyway, we can take it here and we can finally, for the first time, use all of these different slots without a problem. And all of these get processed at the same time. 12 at once? Yeah, that's really good. So we can use this for pretty much all of our mass smelting needs. I like that a lot. So yeah, that's really cool. We won't have to worry about the electrodes. These are still the original 3 that we made a long time ago. You can see it is using the electrodes decently fast, not like really fast, but decently fast at this point. Now that we're using this machine a little bit more often. So yeah, we'll have to worry about that in the future. But yeah, just having the that energy on tap all the time right now, that's so good. So now that machine's running, we can kind of come over here, I think, and maybe see the generator going a little bit more. Yeah, it's generating power now. You can see it's only using, or I guess generating about 1,000, 2,000 RF per tick. And we'll see this going down a little bit faster while we're using power. But yeah, at idle, it's not really using a whole lot of stuff. So I think we're going to be really okay on our power needs for now. I did check our ultimate gas tank that was over at the quarry a little bit ago, and it was just under half, and it's been going for quite some time. I did notice that our drawers are filling up over here, so I did turn off the quarry. Well, I turned off our extraction out of our ender chest. So the quarry is still active, but we're not pulling anything out of this for now. We need to put in all these storage upgrades so we can continue collecting more than like 2048 of a specific item and then deleting the rest. I really don't want to do that, but that's how these are set up at this point in time. So yeah, we need to get the storage upgrades put in these. We're also getting some random things like the smoldering coal deposit. I've mined these in the ground. These are spawned from Rockhounding, I believe. If you mine them in the ground, they put fire all over the place. But yeah, we started getting those, and then we also were getting quarried stone, which nearly filled up our chest back here that's collecting all the random things. Yeah, you can see right now, this chest is getting quite full. There's a lot of random things that we're getting from our quarry that aren't the materials that we want. I kind of feel like we could probably just dump these all into our applied energistic system. I think. Not sure. Still trying to figure that all out. But for right now, yeah, we got a large amount of ores. We have the power to process everything. We are sitting pretty good right now, guys. I kind of feel like the next thing that I wanted to do was to upgrade our IC2 machines. Currently, we have them all running off the low voltage power. Yeah, like our reactor produces the 512, or I guess, whatever, 360 EU per tick, which is more than the medium voltage, which would be 128, and the low voltage is 32. So anyway, we have to step it down to 120 and then step it down again to 32 to run these machines. And then that kind of makes them run a little slower, I think. We can't put in as many speed upgrades and all of this kind of stuff. So I kind of want to upgrade these machines, put in the higher power, I guess the transformer upgrades in each one of these machines so that they can accept 512 EU per tick, right? And then I want to upgrade what we're doing over here. We're converting our RF power into EU in this little spot, right? So right now we're making 128, but yeah, I want to upgrade that so it's doing 512 so we can put a whole lot of power into our machines. So that's going to be our next step. Now I started on this process just a little bit. I made it so we can make... Did I make? Oh yeah, I did make it so we needed it, or we could auto-craft the transformer upgrades here. I believe we needed 16 of these things, so if we do that, it's going to need 120 bronze, 15 of these electronic circuits. There might be a way that we can auto-craft these. We don't have that auto-craftable right now. And then we're going to need more rubber. Yeah, rubber is a thing. We collected a lot earlier on. We haven't touched it for a while. We set up some rubber trees nearby, but we still haven't done anything as far as collecting rubber goes. Now, I know there's a tree tap, like an electric version. We don't have a way to charge this yet. We need a small power unit, which isn't that bad at this point in time. I think a lot of these things are auto-craftable. Yeah, it's not that bad at this point in time to make these things. So I might just go ahead and make an electric tree tap. Then we can come over to our, I guess, our berries warp, wherever that is. Can't see from downstairs. Yeah, we have our rubber trees here. So we can go and use the electric tree tap on these spots and start collecting some of the rubber that way and then processing it. So I think that is going to be the next thing that I do. Let's try and get our IC2 machines upgraded. Those have pumpkins on them now. I don't think I noticed that before. I am recording this on October 1st. Yeah, and those now have pumpkins on them. So anyway, yeah, let me go ahead and start getting some things done so we can start upgrading our IC2 machines. Alright guys, I'm not really sure why, but this armor stand shows the armor completely black. And then sometimes it shows it as orange. I'm not really sure what causes that. I was actually just surprised that it's orange now. Anyway, I had to make myself a bat box here so we could put the electric tree tap in there and charge it up. So yeah, you make the electric tree tap and then you can reuse it. You just have to provide it the EU power. So for those of you who haven't seen the electric tree tap and how that works, let's go upstairs real quick and we'll go over to... I never know which direction we're going. Yeah, we'll come over here to our rubber trees we have set up. Now I did notice, I think there was that one of these rubber trees has a spot on there, or it does not have a spot actually at all on the tree itself. So we might look at replanting some of these a little bit. I don't really know how much of this rubber we're gonna need, but yeah, anyway, so yeah, the electric tree tap works just like a tree tap. You can just right click on the spots like normal and it's reusable. You can just power it up with the EU power. Yeah, makes collecting this stuff a lot easier than having to make a whole bunch of the wooden tree taps and carry those with you, and then they constantly break and all that kind of stuff. Now, something I noticed about this tree tap, I was breaking the leaves just by left clicking, and that was actually using the power, the durability of the tree tap. As I was doing that, I only collected, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 spots, and it ran out of power. I was like, wait, what? Yeah, so just to be aware, if you're trimming the leaves on these trees or whatever, just switch to something else so you don't waste the power you have stored up inside of it. But yeah, I mean, that works pretty well. So we got sticky resin. We can go downstairs and put that into our extractor, and each one of these turns into 3 of these rubber balls, which is decent. Okay, so we got that done. You can see here, I did go ahead and make all the transformer upgrades that we're gonna need. So I am going to, I like throwing them on the bottom slot, but I'll go ahead and add these to each of these machines here. Like so, once we have all these in, we can look at upgrading the power on these machines and not have to worry about them exploding on us. So yeah, by default, I believe most of these machines, maybe some of them are slightly different, but most of the machines take 32 EU. You put 1 in there, it bumps it up to 128. You put 2 in there and it bumps it up to 512. So as long as the power you're providing is 512 or lower, you should be okay. I think that should be fine. Yeah, that's 2 for each of these machines over here. Mass fabricator can take any type of power. The recycler we already have bumped up with a 2 in there. So yeah, we should be good to go now to get rid of our power converters. All right, so let's grab some more glass fiber. I think we have extra. We have 11 of these. That should be okay. We'll do that. We can get rid of our bat box, or I guess that's an LV transformer, not a bat box. I will grab our IC2 wrench just so we don't, I'm not really sure. Some machines you break, like, you don't want to use them without the wrench, and some you do. Anyway, so now we can get rid of that. We can get rid of the, well, yeah. Yeah, we're going to get rid of this. We're going to get rid of the bat box. Oh, my wrench just broke. Dang it. Okay, let's go make another wrench real quick. The IC2 wrench, I do believe, is just, I believe that's just all bronze. And there might be there is an electric version. Is it expensive for this? It is pretty much the same thing. I don't have the parts ready, so we'll just use the regular one. Next time we have to look at making a new wrench, I will upgrade to the electric version. So MV transformer, we'll get rid of that. And then we should just be able to connect this straight across like so. So everything is now getting high power. So we can make sure this works by taking that out. Yeah, and that's running just fine on that high power. Cool. So I believe coming out of this EU tunnel, we have 128 power, right? Let's just double check. Yeah, so that's 128. So we want to make ourselves the 512. Okay, so that's going to require copper EMM red flux induction coil. So that is coil plus energium dust, how we pronounce that. So we need a few of those. We're going to need an HV transformer. So that's an MV transformer, a circuit, advanced battery, all these things. This is probably something I'll just go ahead and work on off camera. We're not really going to get very much use out of this power upgrade over here until we make more of our overclocker upgrades. But now that we have the high power coming in here, we should be able to take all of our overclocker upgrades and dump it into like our macerator, for instance, and we can watch that thing go pretty fast. So let's check out, oh, you know what? I moved all of my ores over into this machine, didn't I? Let's try, well, I guess gold will be fine. Let's try taking out all the overclocker upgrades that we have over here and just putting in there just for fun, just to make sure that's going to work correctly. Okay, so we go from 7 to 15, and we'll put in gold ore. Oh yeah, that's going, well, you know what? I don't think that is working because it is using all the power here. Yeah, we can't quite put in that many. Well, we can put in 2 additional ones. I don't think we're able to do that. That's going quite quickly. Once we upgrade this to 512, that will, yeah, it'll be able to run a little bit faster here. I don't think we're ever going to upgrade this thing beyond what we already have here. So this will always be 360. But yeah, like I said, we'll probably look at doing that, or I'll probably look at doing that off camera here. Let's go ahead and stop this. And I really don't want that to be ran through here. I'll just take care of this off camera. Anyway, so I think we should be pretty well good to go. I think we had 2 in there, 2 of this one in here. I don't know, maybe we had 2 of this one and 2 in this one, something like that. I definitely want to make more of these overclocker upgrades, and then we'll definitely look at getting the power going here so these machines all go faster. And then, like I said before, I would like to get the powered furnace here, which we haven't made yet, but that's definitely one of the best machines from IC2 that you can use when you have enough power to use it. But anyway, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap the episode up here for today. We got a lot of good stuff happening. We don't have to go mining for resources anymore, at least in the overworld. There's other things that we still need, like nether quartz. I had to go to the nether just a little bit ago to collect more of that so we could make our circuits. They require those quartz resonator things. But yeah, we'll look at moving our quarry to there and doing a lot of mining at some point in the future. But anyway, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on the episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.